Summer is nearly over. It's beginning to cool down outside, and before long, it'll be actually cold. The changing of the seasons is a time of beauty, a time of magic. Summer ending means a new season beginning. Fall, the autumn, but most importantly, back to school season. A few weeks ago, Maddie and I went to Target to try and take advantage of her 20% teacher discount to get school supplies, to get some stuff for her first classroom. And while I was just tagging along and helping, I had to get myself a couple of things too. I love stationery products. Pens, labels, sticky notes, notebooks, you name it, I love it. There's some kind of magic that the stationery products hold. A kind of magic that makes us love them. What is this magic? What is this power that the stationery aisle holds over us? And what is it that makes me love these things so much? To attempt to answer this question, I'm going to venture into the depths of Walmart and Target. My goal is to observe the energy of the beloved stationery section. Alright, so I just got to Target. We're going to go in and take a look at the stationery aisle. I really like Target's stationery, and we're going to look at Walmart later, but I really like the stuff at Target. Now, when I went into Target today, I at first was kind of a little nervous just because I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting anyone in the shot, because to me that's rude. I don't want to get anybody on video that doesn't consent to it. So there's a little bit of like, I want to get these shots, but I also want to be decent, right? And so that was in the back of my head, but in spite of that, I was still wanting to observe where I was in terms of stationery. And when I got in that aisle, I was looking through, there's like this lower bin at the bottom of all the racks, and it's got all this just like these loose pens, and there's just tons of different ones. And I picked up a few, and it was amazing to me how many options you have with pens, specifically pens. There's a ton of options. That to me is exciting because, I mean, shoot, I made a video about this. There's just of one regular plain black ink pen, there's about 100 of them. But the point with that is that one of the things I observed is there's a ton of options. I can't really describe what this satisfaction is with stationery and like new gear, new stationery, but there's just something so satisfying about it, whether it be the fact that it's just new cool stuff or the fact that there's such a wide variety, and it feels like the possibilities are endless. Like when you go into the stationery aisle and you look at all the pens, all the papers, all the notebooks, all the stuff, in my mind, I sort of become more creative. Maybe not more creative, but I sort of feel like because I'm seeing all this stuff all in one place, all of these tools all in one place, it feels like I'm more inspired. Like I can sit there in the stationery aisle, seeing all this stuff. It's really, my brain is going 90 miles an hour, thinking of all these fun little creative projects I could come up with. This wasn't a part of the original plan, but I'm at Office Depot now. This is one of the places that's pretty much known for office supplies. Oh yeah. So Office Depot, it's a lot, but it's so good. It's meant for office supplies, so you get a lot of variety. And that's kind of a beautiful, kind of a poetic thing. They're all different in a lot of ways, but they essentially do the same exact thing. One, two, three cases. Oh, Jesus. It's really tempting, but I don't need it anymore. Not right now. Not yet. Not yet. Walmart's stationery is one of the ones I'm more familiar with because I used to go to Walmart all the time, like 3 days a week, and I would spend a lot of time looking at their stationery section. I think, to me, there's a certain indulgence to stationery. I think part of the excitement is as an adult, it's kind of fun because I look back to all the years that I went to school through, kindergarten or whatever, through high school. Whether or not I was super excited about school that year, I remember always being excited for back to school shopping because there was always such a giddy feeling when you'd go and you'd get your new pencils, you'd get your new pencil pouch, you'd get your new erasers and your pencil. You'd get everything that you needed, and that was fun. Okay, so what did I end up getting? So over the last couple of weeks, I've accumulated these little bits of new stationery products. These came from Walmart. I got 3 packs of sticky notes. They're like Post-its, but not quite as good. Next, we have these color coding labels. These are particularly useful, but my number one use case for them is labeling my pocket notebooks. The next thing I got was a 5-pack of these Pilot G2 pens, the bold point 1mm. Along with the G2 pens, I also got a really big 10-pack of sticky notes. My mother-in-law, who's also a teacher, needed a bunch of these pencil cases. Well, the order got mixed up and she got one too many of them, and so I got one. Thank you, Target. Thank you, mother-in-law. And the final thing I got today, stationery-wise, was this 240 sheet pack of construction paper. After my wonderful, indulgent stationery run, I knew I was going to need a place to store all of it. My desk is getting full, it's getting cluttered, and I need an additional surface to put things on. On my outing today, I made a stop at Menards. For a while now, since my dad and I built the pocket notebook bookshelf, I've had this leftover board. It's a 1x4, probably 18 inches long. And I knew, since I had it, since we cut the boards and that was what was left over, I knew exactly what I was going to use it for. And today is when I was finally able to make that happen.
There's a funny similarity between tools and stationery. They're essentially the same thing. You can't build a shelf without wood. You can't build a shelf without your hardware, screws, bits. So I think the reason that I love stationery so much, and why I love tools in general, it's because I'm a creative person. And with that comes a love for making things. Doesn't matter what it is. I just love to create. The reason I love stationery so much is because it is one of the tools that allows me to create.